to week 8 of the Ember Scorch League. Tonight we have a Conduit Civil War where Conduit Co. will take on Conduit Demon Time. Before we get into that, though, I believe we're going to do some Mundo Dodgeball. I'm Hug Life, one of the members of Literal Monkeys, and I'm joined by the other Literal Monkeys member, Hunter. Hunter, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Always happy to do a cast with you. This is going to be fun.
I'm excited. The Mundo Dodgeball should be taking place pretty shortly here as we go in, the transition happening. Look at those smooth animations that we get. Some Corporate Mundo for side 1 for Shiny, and then we also get With It. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Hunter, but I believe Shiny over there, there might be something cool going on with them.
You are correct. I heard that this is Shiny Dreepy's birthday, so shout out to Shiny Dreepy, who is going to be rocking this 1v1 right here. Let's give it up for them.
Yeah, happy birthday to Shiny Dreepy. Now, don't feel bad. I know it's Mundo Dodgeball. People haven't quite tuned into the stream just yet, so you're going to get at least 1 or 17 more shoutouts. There's no in between. But we see the boards going down. Both gentlemen getting ready. We see TPA Mundo going off against Corporate Mundo. Some dancing. Dreepy telling him, throw it, brother. Oh, the hit. The comet lands. The wide miss.
The immediate miss.
Oh, another one. Dreepy! Dreepy, pull it out for your birthday! Not like this!
Oh no, what's happening?
Oh no. Oh no.
Stop emoting and hit him.
Oh, okay,
There we go. Okay.
You're coming back and do it? Alright, this is it. The comeback is starting now.
The reverse sweep.
I've heard of it. Is about to get... Oh, the burn. It's sitting so low. We're almost there. The health bar, the flash.
Oh.
Ghosts is popped on both sides. It goes wide. This is it. The moment we've all been waiting for. The flash into it, I believe, and it's down. Dreepy executed in their own Baron Pit.
He suffered from the birthday debuff. We hate to see it.
You hate to see it, but that does mean that Get It White Boy does pick up at least the first. Do we know if they're doing just a best of 1 or a best of 3? Perfect. Alrighty. Nope. That was it for the Mundo Dodgeball. We hope you enjoyed that little tidbit, but that was for side select. So, we will see what they decide to do after picking up their win. And then we'll hopefully get it to draft and tell you guys all about the cool champions that they're going to pick and how that's going to affect the game you're going to watch. Welcome back! Again, this is week 8 of the Ember Scorch League, and I'm still Hug Life, and I think that's still Hunter, unless something crazy happened in the downtime.
But, who's Hunter?
Oh god. But it looks like it's going to be Conduit Co. on the blue side and Conduit Demon Time on the red side. Hunter was explaining to me that you guys do it maybe a bit different here, but I'm hoping there's no mix-ups and that we can just do a regular draft.
Yes, with Ember, you do get the option from winning the 1v1 of either side selection or first or counter pick. So I assume based on the way that it's formatted now that I think everybody's pretty standard. It looks like it's blue side and first pick.
Yes, and then second pick on Conduit. So, Demon Time. But we see Ari, Ivern, and Yon banned away on the side of Conduit Co., and then Demon Time choosing to ban away Syndra, Corki, and Zahen. Pretty, what I would assume are targeted bans. None of these just look to be, like, overtly meta champions right now.
I could make an argument for Syndra being a little more meta. It is possible that Syndra could be a flexible pick for these teams, because we're seeing more mages in the bot lane still.
True.
Interested to see what this first pick becomes, though. We're hearing that this is a Camille first pick, so that is most likely in the support position given the current meta, but it is possible to also be played top lane.
The flex is always available. Like flex tape, it's gonna stick somewhere. The answer again is another none into the Braum pick.
I like the Braum pick, especially if that is the Camille support. Braum does a really good job of just like Camille's one of those supports where like when she goes in, like you are committed. It's not like a a Blitzcrank hook or a Nautilus hook where if it misses and you're not hitting terrain as the Nautilus, you don't go in. Like if you hook shot in as Camille, you're in. So then Braum can punish them with his passive and ult really easily. So this is a classic bot lane duo.
Especially one that's really happy with like those forced all-ins that you're talking about, because it's so easy for Lucian to get those concussive blow stacks just off in a split moment. So really the type of lane you would expect to see into that very dedicated all-in bot lane.
And it does a really good job early on because if the Lucian has dash, they can dodge the stun. Eventually later in the game, Camille can still ult the Lucian with Hetztech, but at that point you stun them up to oblivion with the Braum passive.
Yeah. Xerath being picked, again, because bot lane is in such an odd state. That could be going mid, could be support, could be carry bot lane. We'll have to see how the rest of the draft plays out, because I, unfortunately, am not very familiar with these players. I don't know their playstyles or the champions that they've been picking so far. If you do, I'm proud of you. You did good. Sion, that should be going top lane. That shouldn't be. Yeah. Go ahead.
Completely agree. Nope, I completely agree. That eliminates the flets. It's a decent blind here, especially if Conduit Demon Time doesn't pick top on 3 here. They'd be able to potentially ban out some of the counter pick options going into the next set of ban phase.
Yeah, and we called it maybe a little early. There is always the possibility that it's a Sion mid. That was very popular for a while. True. Cassante, though, that I don't see going anywhere but top lane. So it's Cassante likely answered into the Sion. But, there's 2 picks left. The draft could go a complete 180, turn upside down, and make you feel like a caramel apple pie.
I do like the Cassante pick if it ends up being the Sion top lane. It's more of a slap fest because it's a tank v tank, but there are some angles for Cassante to fight back with both the W and the E to dodge or mitigate the CC that Sion provides with his kit.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Cassante, you're a top laner. You would know better than I do. I feel like Cassante, he's one of those champions that once he hits 6, especially into these like melee tank matchups, he's always able to find a kill angle somewhere eventually.
He can, especially if he times the, if he has the empowered Q for the knockback and the W, he can then use that to set up angles to ult Sion over a wall, which maybe then becomes harder for Sion to have the angle to, ult out of the situation. It's entirely possible.
Yeah, Wukong, Poppy, Jarvan, and one more ban remaining on the side of Conduit Co. A lot of jungle bans coming out as it looks like both of these teams chose to reserve the jungle ban. Rek'Sai, that's a target ban for sure. You like to see it when these players have such command on certain champions that it has to affect the way people play draft. You and I have that kind of thing going for us as well. You Jace player over there, you. Diana!
I do like
I
this
love
pitch. They
Diana.
needed some AP. She still has a pretty good bruiser build, which I think they would do given the Scion in the game. Um, but it is
Scion
flexible with build
Camille.
options.
It is. It is very flexible with options. The assassin build always available. The bruiser build, though not as strong as it was pre-nerf of Dusk and Dawn, but it's still a great item, and Diana loves it. The healing is gross. Yasuo picked up. Definitely a takeaway from the Diana Yasuo combo, but also just a really good pick here. Scion loves a Yasuo, and Yasuo loves a Scion.
The Yasuo ult, not ult, excuse me, although it could, I would count as an R. The wind wall is going to do a good job in this game if timed well to block the Lucian R. So I like that pick so far for the Conduit Co draft.
Last pick here will finalize a few things for us. We're gonna find out.
The classic Nun returns.
Helmet Bro, a long-standing champion in League of Legends, does a lot of work, gets things done. He's definitely a staple all-arounder. There's not really a role that I think Helmet Bro can't really slot into if the player's good enough at him. Kit, it's one of those ones that like it has really good skirmishing and all-in potential.
Very true.
The response to Helmet Bro is Helmet Bro. We have known this for a long time. That is the easiest counter to Helmet Bro.
It's the one. It's the one mirror matchup that is still allowed in the game at this point.
Yeah, available to everybody for all picks.
Ooh, I'm getting word from a ping that I believe Chun is playing support for Demon Time tonight.
Well, someone's getting flamed. Orianna. All right, so then that Demon Time is definitely pretty forward with who their comp is or who their composition is. It's going to be the Braum Lucian bot lane, K'Sante top, Diana jungle, and Orianna mid. I'm assuming that means that the Nun pick for Conduit Co was pretty quintessential, and assuming that the previous selected champions are going into their respective positions, with that Camille and Scion probably slotting into support top. And then presumably an EDC.
I do like, as we are waiting to figure out what this last pitch from Conduit Co is the we're hearing that it's a Darius jungle. Ooh, that would be an interesting pick. But I do like what Conduit Demon Time's draft is so far. They have multiple ways to get value out of the Orianna R as go buttons or counter engage.
Yeah. It's a great draft from both sides, but Hunter, I think it's time to tell everybody that once again it's Shiny Dreepy's birthday, and so as we go into break, go get you a piece of cake, or don't eat cake, and if you're sad, I guess. But either way, go get a drink, tell someone you love them. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Hug Life. That's Hunter. This is Ember Scorch League Week 8 with Conduit Demon Time taking on Conduit Co. and the birthday of Shiny Dreepy. Didn't you forget it? I hope not. I didn't. Hunter, the drafts are over. Players are playing. The games are loaded, and we're in for a great best-of-3 series tonight. The draft, while some people didn't lock in champions on time, shaped up to be the Scion, Darius, Yasuo, and then that bot lane that I presumed of Xerath and Camille bot lane.
It'd be very interesting to see if birthday boy Shiny Dreepy is gonna try to exert some influence on the map, because it feels a little weird to, like, at least in my opinion, to have like this Camille do this like committed engage with the hook shot, and then Xerath's kind of just like sitting back where he can then get blasted with Braum passive. So hopefully, I think that Conduit Co has some really good pitch potential in this with Scion Darius or Darius Yasuo. If they get going ahead early, I like this invade here.
Yeah.
Oh, this is dirty.
Dreepy forcing the flash out of Wheelchair. Gonna delay the jungle clear of Wheelchair there. And then the Darius is going to be able to maybe make some headway with that. You could do a very quick crossback invade, or you could do your full clear knowing you're on a much better tempo.
And now the fog of war is going to play a factor in here, because at this point the hook shot's backed up on cooldown, so Dreepy was looking for a chance to get something mid. It's just unfortunate that the wave was pushing away from him at that point.
Yeah. Good use of the Camille level 1. Very, very strong, especially with that shield passive available to them. Did lose some command in the bot lane, but not much. We do know that they are going to arrive. They're going to be down the level, but the Xerath happy to just farm it out at these lower levels.
Absolutely, and I thought that Dreepy could have been punished a little bit more trying to get in there. He did cross a ward when by the Raptor Pit when he was coming back into lane. So honestly, the trade back after that was pretty good. The Camille passive shield did a lot of work mitigating that.
Yeah, it absolutely did. Meanwhile, the rest of the lane's kind of doing what they're supposed to be doing. Nobody taking anything too fun in terms of runes this game. I always try to check that out. The bog standard stuff. And then as for that, we do see just a whole lot of nothing burger in these early games. I do know that these D4 leagues try not to do anything too crazy in their early games, unlike me, who says the game started, I'm flashing in.
We love those plays from you, though.
We do. We do. We do see as Shuckle and Dreepy walk over a red board to take over the bot control for the Scuttle Crab spawning there. They do know that Diana should be topside as well.
Really good trade by Fembop here. As the match goes on, and Sion gets a couple more points in queue, the wave clear becomes much stronger for Sion. But until then, Sante's gonna get the push in these early levels.
Yeah, jungle main, so not the biggest familiarity with how these top lane lanes go, so I'll defer to you for any Sion and Cassante related trivia.
Cassante should get some good trades early on. Once Sion starts getting like
almost
half an item to an item, the shield he gets from W will be pretty good at mitigating all the shorter trades from Cassante, but he does get the flash, like you said.
Yeah. Well, like I said, these early games are going to go probably in the side of Conduit Co. here for a little while longer, especially with Diana being... She didn't lose any camps, which is kind of the important part. She got double scuttled, but that will only really affect the first Drake spawn, meaning that the Smite upgrade will be available for Darius and not Diana. Darius also, if he manages to find some, I believe just a smidge more XP somewhere, should ding 6 off of his last camp as well, giving him his ultimate available for the dragon fight too.
Some pretty good wave states here. We mentioned that Cassante gets the push topside. Bot lane looks to be slightly favored for Conduit Co as well. And then mid lane's been pretty even. Small CS lead for Shiny Sneasel there.
Ooh. You don't really usually see the melee guy getting the CS lead in these kind of matchups.
I'm a little surprised at this, although there has been some attention with these now
and
jungle and
missed.
previously support being in the lane for Conduit Co side.
True. It did get that two-man gank off early. Laners love it when you do that, when you walk your support and jungle into their lane, and then the enemy laner goes, "Aw, man, I can't play the game anymore. Oh, shucks." Like a shuckle. Like Darius. Bot lane, though, Fembop trying to go in, trying to do some good damage onto Zombie. The ultimate doing some work, going back forward. The health bar getting taken real low. One more will do it. But Zombie said, "Not today," and walked away.
I love the patience to not flash there. He had R as well. He'll be able to, TP back here. He just run. Yeah, I was gonna say he just lost going all out, so he's got no mana for this. He gets to collect the wave and doesn't lose too much for this play.
Yeah, Minecraft Zombie did a great job there, though. Fembop looked really confident going forward for that, trying to get that solo kill under the enemy turret. You top laners, you guys are crazy. I respect it, though.
Fembop does have a 500 gold lead. It's the largest individual matchup gold lead in the game so far. And looks like Demon Time has about a small lead right now, 200 to 300 gold across the board.
Yeah, Fembop doing some excellent work there too. He got the plates, and he's up about 16 CS too, so a couple of different waves.
I do like the double chain vest though. For anybody who doesn't know, Cassante's Q the damage as well as the animation time is reduced by bonus resistances that you get. So even though you normally want to complete your first item, just getting those raw resistance numbers on Cassante works really well for him.
You know what? I didn't know that. I know ability level up are always important, but I didn't know it was that important for Cassante. The rest of the map, though, going pretty quiet. This first drink is spawned, but it wasn't an immediate take for the side of Co. But it does look like something might be happening, though, as Dreepy goes a little bit deep. They're stuck inside of the enemy jungle, but they all get pulled in. The Diana ultimate going to try to keep them inside. Shuckles, Dreepy, and Sneasel all taking a little low, and they're forced out of the river. Good rotations from Demon Time.
It does look like, based on summoners, that Sneasel, I think, used both summons right before the camera got there too, so he didn't have anything to get really involved in that.
Work, but it is going to be Dreepy who's going down first. Wheelchair is not long for the world after that, but then it's going to be Shuckle afterwards. So it's a 1-2 for 3, and the final count is Conduit Demon Time coming out ahead.
The blood comes out for this first dragon. We get a TP coming in too, as at this point, because Cassante is there, Scion's decided I'm just gonna push out top lane and try to get some gold back here. But yeah, no, I think, like I mentioned before, I think Sneasel, I saw Ignite ticking when the camera panned back mid lane. It also looked like he had just blown Flash to try to make a play. So you can kind of see he was sitting at the mid lane being a little hesitant to follow up with the rest of the team's play. Maybe he just was saying, hey, I don't have any sums. It's hard for me to play at this point.
Yeah, maybe. Difficulty, though, for the side of Conduit Co. They definitely had the ability to threaten that Drake with a better smite timer, and the fact that their Darius should have hit 6 before the Diana, but they didn't play on that timer, and so the Diana had ultimate to match, and the smite was also upgraded for them, it looks like, as well, so no use of that timer that was developed, and it did cost Conduit Co. Pretty big in the end. Down 1 kill now, and they lost first Drake.
Yep, like you said. On the flip side, you have Conduit Co. has, still a pretty decent CS lead in the jungle right now. It's about a 2.5 camp lead right now, as something might be happening here in the topside river.
Yep, going forward, Concussive Blow is stacking.
Scion does not have R.
Yeah, no R available. Does have Flash. He is going to flash into the safety of his own jungle, but it does mean that Demon Time now take full control of the river and probably the grubs to match.
It's a 4v4. Both sides know that the bot laners are alone there. We do know that Xerath is walking up, and it should have been communicated when Lucian was backing in that brush right there as a fight breaks out.
Going forward, it's going to be a huge Scion Q is going to find 3. The Yasuo ultimate already went down. It's going to be Jungle Wheelchair who's the first one to go down. The concussive blows are stacking on the backside of this as Sneasel is going to take it really low. Fembop doing work on this all out, bringing the Scion back in, and it's going to be Scion going down as they are trying to use form of that zombie to get the rest. 2 of the grubs went down already, but it's Shiny Dreepy trying to find Chong back on the backside. There's going to be the stun lock up on the Chong using the Xerath Q, and then we're going to see the rest of them going back forward. Health bars are dropping all over the place. Fembop doing work onto the backside of Dreepy as he goes forward, as Bathwater is doing what he can to try to kill him, but no, Dreepy is going to go down. Fembop happy for the trade there. The back half of that fight saw some more blood splatter on the backside of the rift. No one a clear winner, but it did look to be the bloodiest battle we've seen so far.
And again, that's that Tisante ended up dying, but that's Tisante without MR at that point. Like the entire time you saw Xerath, putting all their abilities into hitting that Tisante, and Tisante had no MR other than the starting item, which is like 8 MR.
Yeah. Xerath, definitely the winner of that fight, looking at these after effects, coming out with 2 kills after that. Oh, man. And then Shuckle.
Oh, that did not go the angle he wanted.
The Scion.
Oh, the heal, though.
Wheelchair, though, going to get locked up. He's now stuck inside of the Yasuo ultimate. It is going to be a big pickup for Zombie. Chong, though, jumping to safety. The tornado not hitting.
I thought he was dead. I'm not going to lie.
I thought he was dead on my flash too. But you know, a 2-1-2 Braum is hard to kill, especially when he's got the Kittle Gem.
Fair enough. He should be getting pretty close to, I'd assume that's a Locket first item.
Presumably. Stacking armor, I like it. I respect it against the enemy team. Oh,
here comes Lucian R.
Yeah, does a lot of damage trying to take priority for the bot lane, but doesn't get a lot done with it. I think he knows that he doesn't have the timer there and that Camille was coming back.
Overall, after all of this, it's only a small gold lead. It's still a 200 to 300 gold lead in the game right now. Ooh, I like this combo.
Dedicated. It's going to be Dreepy onto Nike Dragon. Nike Dragon used the flash. It uses the barrier, but it's not going to be enough to save him from the Arcane Barrage, as now it's Chong who's forced to flee from the backside of this fight as we see the Ghost coming forward out of Shuckle. It is all the Pokemon in the world trying to knife Chong, and he's just going to jump to him.
Is he executing? No, he died. Damn it.
Dreepy.
And so I'm starting to see a little bit more of this combo with the Camille and the Xerath. Like, in my mind, I think of stuff like, Camille Galio or Camille Zids, because then the bomb is guaranteed to hit with the ultimate. But I like the idea of keeping them in the zone for the Xerath R to hit.
I thought Shuckle was in a little deep there, but as the Xerath moves over, it was actually Wheelchair who was forced to flash.
As we see Tisante still pushing in and exerting pressure in these early levels. I'm actually kind of surprised that Sion hasn't been able to kind of have a little bit more agency in this matchup.
Ooh. Shuckle trying to go a little aggressive there in the mid lane with Yasuo not quite in range and then dies. Too much overexertion there. Big pickup for Get It White Boy, though, who's going to be happy with that kind of a gold return.
Absolutely. Still a bit of a gold lead in the jungle. There's definitely an item lead. Darius, even though he just died, does have the Ghost Blade, whereas it's still components for Wheelchair at this point. So interested to see what happens with this next dragon coming up. Should be pretty even on items at that point. Never mind, I take that back.
No worries. Now, the timers for these objectives are starting to shrink down. We do have this dragon already up. It's not going to be too far, but Nike Dragon, sorry, before I can go too far, is going to get caught out. The Ignite is more than enough as Dreepy picks himself up one inside of the enemy jungle. A 4v5 now available on the map. We do see Scion top, so it is looking like a 4v4 for this Infernal Drake. Chinese Sneasel is on the backside of this. Here's the teleport, though, dedicating the Scion. Shuckle goes in. Fembob trying to do what he can. He is taking them so low. Shuckle dropped and out. Out of the fight goes the jungler for the side of Conduit Co, as now it is the rest of them trying to do what they can to make something back, but the Arcane Barrage is doing some damage on the backside as Sneasel goes down, so it's another pickup for Get It White Boy. We do see the Xerath pumping damage. The health bar so low on the side of Conduit Demon Time as Scion is trying to make the rest of it happen with just standing in front of everybody as the Xerath... Oh, Fembob is back over the wall. He's going to bring Zombie back into his team, but that is maybe not the target he was looking for. But now Nike Dragon is back alive inside the fight. He's going to get stunned up anyways. The dragon aggro, they're trying to keep its patience from running out. Here comes the ultimate. It's not going to do enough to execute anybody. Look at these people posturing. The fight's gone on so long, the Shuckle is back. We're seeing another teleport back in from Finbop. There is the Infernal Drink picked up. Is going to be the Camille going in, and she is going to die very quickly to Nike Dragon. As Wheelchair Juggler is still alive, the health bars on the side of Conduit Co. literally blinking red on my screen, and somehow Demon Time make out like thieves.
What a long fight. That was actually that was really well played by a lot of players throughout that fight. You had Fembop making a lot of space early on, and then initially it looked like Demon Time had the lead, but then Conduit Code comes back in there, and Minecraft really pushes forward as a Scion to build more space for their team to push back while the rest of their members are coming off a respawn. The Dragons do go to Demon Time, so they're up 2 dragons to none, but it's still a really close gold, almost identical gold, and a 2-kill difference.
Yeah, the power of early game, and you have gold in places you want it. The Xerath spouting that 1,000 gold lead against the Lucian, but then you also have Fembop and Get It White Boy, who are also toting not as significant as 900 was 1,000, but almost 500 apiece against their respective partners. So good posturing for everybody. This gold lead is not anything or non-gold lead is not anything to scoff at, as everybody has the potential to take over the game now.
And so here, we're at this point top lane with the camera here, we can see that even though Fembop is getting a lot of Qs and trades in here on Scion, the Scion gets items, it just becomes that much harder to put any meaningful damage on him.
Too.
As we do see fight potentially shaping out here for the Rift Herald. Demon Time does have numbers up here already. I know Cassante just reset, but he'll be back out shortly, and they'd still have 4 on this top side.
No ultimate available for the Cassante for this fight, however, that he was forced to use it to survive the 3-man gank, and it is Conduit Co. trying to be the ones to nuke this Herald down first. There's the knockup with the Tornado, the concussive blow coming out onto Snacking on Sneasel, but it looks like Demon Time are happy just giving this Herald over. There's no need for bloodshed.
I thought there would be a potential angle for Demon Time to get back in there. I was looking at the mini-map, and on the health bars, Aqua Bathwater got chunked out pretty hard by the Lucian. I thought that the Lucian was playing aggressive down there to not let Xerath have an angle to walk up halfway to the lane to influence the fight topside. But the Rift Herald does go to Conduit Co.
Yeah, and then looking at the inventory too for both these bot laners, you see 1 item completed, boots, and then a lot of components. Fembop, though, may be in trouble, but he's unstoppable. So unless there's a lot of damage, it's going to be the pull into the knockup. We're going to start stacking those stacks of bleed. We're going to try to get the damage going. Shuckle's going to have to do a lot with his ultimate. He's already taken so low, and this could go bad for Conduit Co. Fembop is dropped. Shuckle lives.
That last heal was critical. I thought there was an angle for Fembop to get out of there, but then with the CC chain, it looked more and more likely.
Force the flashes out of the Lucian. Lucian already chunked her down to a 3rd HP after that too, so quite a bit of damage. If that stun had landed, I think that would have been lights out.
I'm surprised that Minecraft isn't trying to push for that tower there. It was just the Braum. Oh, he does have Bramble. I take that back. Never mind, that made sense. All it takes is Braum to auto him 1 time, and he takes turret aggro. Never mind.
Good old bleed damage. We love it. Thorns, am I right? Interesting that the Minecraft zombie has a thorn enchanted breastplate, but whatever. Big knockup on Aqua Bathwater there. It is going to be Dreepy now, who is on the bracket. The concussive blow is going to find the stun, but a stun returned back onto Wheelchair Jungle, who's going to be forced to use the ultimate to bring him back in. It is Dreepy going out. The Ignite is ticking, and Wheelchair Jungler is the next to fall. The Arcane Barrage trying to find some damage on the back half of this fight, but it is going to be a 1-for-1 exchanged in the mid lane.
I thought it looked a little weird at first, because I think Chun, I don't know if it was a lag or whatnot, but he flashed forward and then had a bit of a delay.
Chong! Where are you walking, bro?
I tasked her curse him. That's all.
Oh, the ultimate hits on side of Nike Dragon. We know there's no flash. It is so beautiful from Sneasel there.
And they're dropping the Rift Herald. This is going to be a huge swing in the game. There's a meaningful gold lead at this point for Conduit Co. And it should grow even further. They're going to get this tower. They should be able to get a crash on the 2nd tower here.
Yeah, we do see the recalls coming in from the side laners as the jungler for the side of Demon Time comes back onto the map, going to try to get a little bit of momentum going for themselves as this next strike spawns in... Oh, sorry.
It should be coming up soon, because the last time that I thought it was coming up, it was showing like a... Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I was trying to find the timer on my screen and I just couldn't see it. I thought it was Baron for a second, but that was wrong. We do see a teleport.
TP committed.
Yeah, this is going to be that Scion coming forward. He's pushed back, the concussive blows, but that shield is so large, he didn't even feel it on impact. Gotta love top lane.
It is the nerf shield, though. It used to be able to last for much longer, and now it, you only get it for like 10 seconds after you TP in.
That's a long time. Oh, the fight is breaking out. Fembob going forward. We see the health bar taken so low onto Dreepy. Lights out for them. It is the dragon picked up this time for the side of Conduit Co, but they're going to pay for it in blood as Zombie is the next to go. Sneasel getting ripped up, and then so is Shuckle. No one but Aqua Bathwater survives.
Blood for the blood god. They get the Conduit Co get the dragon, but like you just said, Demon Time, you know, clean up the fight afterwards, and now have a chance to get Baron here. There's a TP being committed by the Xerath to at least potentially threaten this, but I think this should be Demon Time's Baron.
Yeah, it should be. Now, the Arcane Canonist, if you would, does have the ability to play this fight from range. He wants to do exactly that, use that barrage to get damage going. This gives time for Dreepy to get back in there. Fempop is also arriving, though. He's going to be able to find Aqua Backwater on the back half of this fight. So now it is going to be Dreepy and Bathwater who are getting caught out. Too soon, too spoken. The Blast Cone is there to make sure that Bathwater gets out. The Baron is picked up for the side of Conduit Demon Time, and Fembop and Chong are going to try to walk out. Fembop is going to have to do some tanking here. He goes all out to try to buy some space. Chong jumping back into him, but I don't think either of them are going to make it out of this one. No, they are not. 1 and 2 and done for you.
I'm kind of surprised that even though Conduit Demon Time got the Baron, that they weren't able to burst that as quickly. I think they kind of were a little. They stopped doing as much damage when Xerath was ulting them. I feel like if they were to, you know, just keep kiting around as best they can and put more damage on, they could have burned it quicker and maybe gotten out ahead of time.
It's entirely possible. I thought Fembop had an excellent angle there to try to find something on Xerath, but it just looked like he wasn't able to maybe land some of the skill shots. I couldn't quite see through the layout, but that is okay. The fight played out the way it did, and it was the Baron pickup, but for 2 on the side of Demon Time, it is now both teams finding that picking up the objective costs you.
It does. It's only a 1k gold lead right now for Conduit Co. They're down 1 dragon. That dragon timer seems a little more accurate this time. Classic spectator delay throwing us for a loop with that.
Oh, classic League. What a game. What a game.
There's new meaning to that phrase.
There is, but now the mid turret being threatened up to the side of Demon Time as they're trying to chunk it down. The wave went away, and there's no more brittle stacked upon it. That conditioning came back up pretty fast for that turret too. It's all taking damage real fast.
This should be their tower to take. They do have the bear. Oh, okay, they're just backing off. Interesting.
You know, I love it when it's.
Oh, Scion's ulting up. Okay, never mind. That explains why they backed off.
Woo woo! Here comes the train. No brakes. Something of a Scion specialist yourself, aren't you, Hunter?
I have been playing some Scion recently. Yes, you are right.
Yeah, everybody likes to see it. Top laners playing tanks, that's what the world wants.
Maybe not all the top laners.
It's not what the top laners want, but since when has the League community respected top laners?
Never.
Exactly. It is that turret falling over, though, for the side of Demon Time, getting some pressure and gold off the map. Fembop not going to quite be able to take that turret in the face of Zombie. Maybe could have, but he didn't want to risk it.
As we checked in with the individual gold leads, most of the gold leads for Conduit Co are sitting on Darius and Xerath, whereas on the flip side, you see for Demon Time, it's with the Cassante. And there's some small gold leads right now for the Orianna and the Braum. Still a pretty close game, only a 1k gold difference.
Yeah, and really everybody who is supposed to be doing damage is kind of pumping it. Though this Xerath, as this game goes, and the MR is starting to show up for the side of Demon Time, is going to be doing a lot of damage. And then we've already seen Nike Dragon and Wheelchair just get like caught in this Camille Xerath trap and just one shot for it.
Very true. He does look like Xerath is going for that pen item. He has the what is that? The Blighting Jewel component piece
Light
already.
Crystal.
Yep.
The
As we
fight
see,
division
Demon
inside
Time
of the mid.
trying to get pressure mid lane and use that as a way to walk into the dragon.
Yep, the Lucian ulti, the culling being used. Tried to use it to chunk out Aqua, but I don't think that's ever good because Aqua can always just play from a great distance. So unless you're killing him, chunking him doesn't actually do anything for the team fight.
I agree with that. As we see Demon Time walking in as a group to take this crab and try to give themselves an angle to start taking this dragon.
Yeah, this could be soul point for Demon Time or tying up the Trakes if Ko gets it. Here's the Arcane Barrage, and we saw the Scion ultimate going forward. The Arcane Barrage doing a lot of damage as Wheelchair tries to pull Shuckle in. The health is being traded, but there's really no threat of a kill just yet. Unstoppable is Fembop as he goes forward. It's a huge Yasuo knockup and ultimate as the team of Conduit Demon Time is forced to scatter. They're going forward, but it's Nike Dragon dying, and it is going to be Sneasel who is traded back for it. We do see Fembop dying on the backside of this, so now it is Demon Time without their front line and without their ADC. They might just be dropping this Drake in favor of pushing the lane, and it is going to be Drake's tied up for Ko.
That fight started off a little weird. I was kind of surprised at how early Aqua Bathwater used the ult there. I would think they'd try to time that up with some additional CC to make it easier
Wheelchair
to
going
hit the
deep.
shot.
He is going to be able to find it onto Dreepy, now being forced onto the escape route, though. Going to take the long way home. We'll see if they're able to do it.
Wheelchair does have flash. Oh, never mind.
Oh, nope. Gets found right by Bathwater, who says, nope, to the gulag with you.
So like you mentioned before, it's now a split 2 dragons apiece, and it's still pretty close game. 26, almost 27 minutes into this game right now. Most champions are, actually not most, all have 2.5 items at this point in the game.
Yeah, the gold lead only separated by about 2K at this point. And really, it's the story has remained consistent. It is Xerath who is just blowing Nike Dragon out of the water in terms of gold, and then the rest of the team having individual leads, except for the jungle, which it looks like Shuckle has taken a commanding advantage there. But honestly, if we keep only chunking the Xerath out of fights instead of killing Xerath before the fight game breaks out, I think every fight is going to go the way that we just watched it.
I agree with that. You're absolutely right when you mentioned that he can still play from range with R with his poke. You have to all in and get him, or it doesn't even matter.
Exactly, as we did see Shuckle running at people with that Dead Man's Plate, trying to find a quick engage there, but unable to do so with the Ghost Blade as well.
Be interested to see as both top laners are bot lane right now with TP when they pull the trigger to use the TP, if they're going to join on this side. As we see pressure exerted mid, Nike Dragon was there first. As it looks like it's just a match of wave clear on both sides with supports fighting for some vision right now.
Oh yeah, downtime in between objectives. There's no real reason to fight unless we have to. This is what LS referred to as the 5 minutes of doom in between objective spawns, where nothing really happens unless one team has a commanding lead.
And again, as we see here, Tassante getting a really good trade, hitting a bunch of Qs, but it only does, what is that, 10, 15% of Scion's HP?
If that.
I do like the HP that Scion has here with the Heartsteel. Not something that Scion normally does nowadays. Oh, as we see a fight mid.
Yeah, the fight mid is breaking out. The Fierceful Fissure coming forward just to buy some space, and it doesn't look like it's much of anything.
I think the thought process behind the Heartsteel was because when
Sante alls out, he gains a lot of armor penetration, so I think the thought process was just have a lot of HP and it becomes harder.
Yeah, but the fight's breaking out, though. It is going to be Wheelchair going forward, finding a huge engage onto Shuckle. Shuckle is going down for it. The Arcane Barrage doing so much work as Nike Dragon is now taking low. Zombie has arrived inside the fight, so there's your front line. Fembop, though, finding Dreepy on the backside of this as Zombie is still inside of the entire team, and his health bar is just not moving. We do see that Fembop has found his way onto Aqua Bathwater, so this is the angle that you want to see where you can't do it. The Culling is now coming out trying to find Dreepy, and he does, so it's Sneasel on the backside trying to take out White Boy, but he's going to run away, but the Ignite is ticking, and Bathwater finally goes down, but so does Sneasel. So now this is a very winning fight for Conduit Demon Time, who's going to knock back Zombie. He's inside of 3 people, can't get to the turret, can't get to safety, can't get anywhere as he goes down, and it's going to be the Baron picked up for Conduit Demon Time, and an excellent fight for them. Fembop finding that target we've been talking about.
Exactly as you say. You got to, basically kill or force Xerath to focus only on you, which is exactly what Fembop did. He was able to, just completely zone Xerath for the majority of that fight. And then it looked like, I think there was just some split calls on the Conduit Co side. They weren't able to get back and help Xerath, and as you said, Baron. And now this is, I think, the largest gold lead that Demon Time has had this game so far, and it's going to grow if they play this out well.
Could be, yeah. Another big reason that fight went well, too, is Shuckle was caught out so early, too, so there wasn't a lot of peel left available for Aquabath. Without I know it sounds weird, Darius can't peel. Well, that pull gives Xerath the ability to buy his own space, so it offers more than nothing, but not a lot.
Completely agree. As we see everybody starting to fight for control with this upcoming drag coming up, this will be sole point for either side, whoever can get this dragon.
Yep, we do see Camille and Darius trying to work together to buy something. The Vision very in control of Demon Time here, though with this Baron, the waves in a good state for them as everything seems to be in a middle ground or pushing in the mid lane itself. Zombie on the front line once again. We see Sneasel, though. He's got that tornado lined up. Is he going to find anything with it? It goes big to the middle. Fembop, though, taking some damage and then just proving that tanks don't care about health bars.
Want to see if Dreepy can find an angle here with the hook shot as he commits
in. Over the wall, Dong.
Oh, with a shot.
Oh, it's big damage. Dreepy is going to get taken so low. There's the Arcane Barrage. Zombie also already taken out of the fight. So 2 key members for the side of Conduit Co. just straight ripped to shred. It's a huge ulti for Sneasel on the backside, though, as he finds 2 with the knockup. Chong getting taken low, but it's Fembop saying, I don't care about your pen. I don't care about your CC. I don't care about your health bars. Everything dies when I touch it. Fembop putting in the work.
Fembop buying so much space in these fights, setting them up for that Orianna Shockwave, I think, when Camille came in there, was really good way to start off that fight. And now they, to get dragged, they have Soul Point. They have the most meaningful goal lead of the game so far, and it looks like, I don't know if they have an end angle here, but they can definitely push to get an inhib.
Oh yeah, the base is going to be broken here. Honestly, after this inhib goes here, it's either a really quick back angle or someone needs to go into the side, but it's going to be Aquabat taking out Wheelchair. And, that's the overcommitment with the Xerath alive. The end angle was definitely not there, and now these respawn timers come up. 4 members alive with Baron, though. Soul Point available for themselves. The mid lane broken, but not dead, as the inhib does survive the onslaught.
That's the biggest thing out of the whole play when it was all said and done was the fact that Wheelchair died, so they weren't able to get that inhib for that constant pressure for the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, Nike Dragon over these last couple fights has found a lot of kills for themselves as well. The gold lead that was 2.4k in favor has now shrunk down to 600.
Pretty even parity at that point. At this point in the game, that gold lead is negligible at best at this point. I agree with you.
Yeah, and shrinking as we watch the farm get picked up for Nike Dragon here. 4.5 in favor. Aquabath taken so low. The Culling is maybe going to find it, but they're going to stand in front and he's going to walk away. So not quite dead, meaning that the Conduit Co. still have a chance to defend if something happens.
You want to talk about that hook shot attempt there, Dreepy? I saw that.
Hey, it's their birthday. Let them live.
You're right.
Oh, Shuckle on the
wrong.
backside of this fight. The knockup is there for the side of Sneasel. It is going to be Shuckle going in. The Arcane Barrage now going forward is going to do some damage onto Nike. Shuckle on the backside of this. So is Zombie. A big knockup onto one, and it's only Chong. There's a lot of CC going forward. People are being thrown around. The CC is going crazy, and it's Sneasel going to an early grave with Shuckle, and then Zombie. 2 down, a double kill picked up for the side of Nike Dragon here, and with a 3-man deficit, Conduit Co. has it really on the ropes here to try to defend, or the game is just going to end.
I think it just became so hard for Shuckle to get on somebody to burst with when they're all grouped up like
trying
that.
to find something, but Dreepy is going to die for the hero play. Bathwater in his own fountain, trying to throw damage out. The Zanya coming out from wheelchair. There it is. The Nexus explodes, and it's Demon time 1-0.
That was a really fun game. That was just shy of 35 minutes. That was a 50-kill game. I'm excited for the rest of this series. This is going to be a lot of fun.
There is definitely a lot of League left to be played, Hunter, and I'm excited to watch it happen. So before we go to a quick break, though, we got permission to do this. So Hunter and I are from a community called Literal Monkeys. If you guys have ever heard of us and you don't hate us, you should go check out our Discord and check out our Twitter. And right now, if you go to literalmonkeys.square.site, you'll actually be able to pick up some Literal Monkeys merch. If that sounds like something you're interested in, there's going to be ways to find it all over the place. But while that's happening and you think about buying a really cool hoodie or some shorts or maybe a t-shirt, we're going to send it to a break and we'll keep celebrating that birthday for Dreepy.
Well, HUD lied, and that was the shortest break possible. I'm not ready.
It was still a break.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Listen, the break lasted long enough for me to get yelled at by Conduit.
As we see, as we're in draft here, we see bans are pretty similar. Udyr's a new ban. I think Akali is also a new ban from the last game, if I'm not mistaken. As we see Xin Zhao and Retsai picked out here. I'm pretty sure Retsai isn't played in the top lane that much anymore, so this looks like the jungle matchup already established for this game.
Yeah, it was banned away in the last part of the draft earlier for game 1. Xin Zhao and Tristana on the side. You know, Xin Zhao, one of those very, this is just probably the best jungler in the game right now, and it's very hard to make the sentiment that he's not. Tristana, though, not an ADC that I see very frequently anymore. So I'm interested to see what the pairing is with it and then the response to it is.
Tristana is becoming, at least in my experience, a little more common because you can potentially flex it mid with all the AP bot stuff going on. You can get AD out of the mid with the Tristana. So it's seen a little more rise in play rate. I do like the Kench already.
Unbenched, the Sivir, Kench lane. That's going to be a tough bot lane to kill, ever.
The midst of the Spell Shield and the Devour out of the Tom Kench defensively, I think it already does a decent job of mitigating some of the engage or peel that Conduit Co is already drafting. Can help, save whoever doesn't get pushed away by the Xin Zhao ultimate as Alistar gets here. Ooh.
Yeah, I like Alistar. That is a champion that I don't think gets enough recognition in any meta, especially as we play in these fearless leagues. You know, people who can play that champion definitely have a right of way to dominating draft as the games go on.
I think Alistar definitely throws a wrench into Demon Time's draft so far, just because he has so many forms of CC that even though there is a Tom Tench and a Sivir, they only can, in those fights with the CC, they can only really use the Devour or use the Spell Shield once. So with a lot of, with a beefy body like that in their face, it means it's more meaningful to time it out well on the side of Demon Time.
Definitely is. Now, the rest of the bands coming out, we see the Silas, the Victor, the Moore, the Swain. It's very like the you can tell who the players are that are getting some respect. It was White Boy and Steezel who are doing a lot of work in the game until what felt like the Fembop domination.
Yeah, Fembop definitely put their imprint on that first game. As we
Shen.
see Shen locked in. That is going to be Shen top. Shen support has been, and jungle, has been seeing some play, but given the fact that Xin Zhao and Alice are already picked, that is definitely going to be Shen top.
Ooh, definitely a team that wants to play forward and not go out ever. Kind of a co-picking very.
I do like the Shen pick after seeing the Mortitizer ban. Mortitizer is one of the most common. Ooh, this feels rough.
Yeah, Conduit Co., every champion on their team has a button to go forward and not really a whole lot of get out, except for Tristana. That rocket jump is so versatile in whichever way it can go. But Alawi says, you want to stand and... This is a UFC reference for those of you who don't know. You want to stand and bang? We can stand and bang.
The Alawi matchup is a losing matchup for the Shen, and then you compound that with Shen wants to be involved on the map with his R. The Alawi is going to become a legitimate split push thresh. Jesus, I can't talk. Split push threat as this game goes on.
You know what, Hunter? Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. But Zoe picked out to round the comp.
I don't see Zoe. Maybe I only see so many matches, but
no,
I don't see Zoe that much. Oh, sweet heavens!
¿Por qué?
I actually don't know who's going where at this point. It could be Tristana mid. It could be Teemo mid.
You know what? I'm excited. I don't care. Teemo in a comp game.
Bot lane.
Teemo in a comp game. That's crazy. I love it. I'm excited. You know what else I'm excited about, though, Hunter?
What's that, Hunt?
Excited for a lot of things, but I'm mostly excited about the fact that we got to cast this Conduit Civil War together, and the draft being done means that these guys have to go and they have to click the buttons, and that we're gonna send it to a real break. So I'm gonna grab a drink. You should get one. I'm gonna go to the bathroom too, maybe. Maybe you do that. But either way, we'll be back? Question mark?
Who knows?
Question mark. Welcome back, everybody. That's still Hunter, and as far as I know, I'm still Hug Life. Game 1 was a banger, so we're trying to run it back in Game 2 as Conduit Demon Time managed to pick up Game 1 here in Week 8 of the Ember Scorch League. We've got the Civil War, and it's going to be another bloodbath as we hear that some of the champions picked, the Zoe in particular, might just be some of the best champions that these players can pick.
Did hear that Get It White Boys has a pretty mean Zoe. Out of all of our theorizing with Conduit Co's draft, it's the Shen mid lane.
God bless. You know, League players never cease to astonish me. That's not a compliment. League players never cease to astonish me in just the things that we do that we think are going to be like, this is crazy. But he does go mid. He does have Halo Blades. He does have Ignite. If Tryndamere can do it, why can't Shen? You know?
I don't have an answer for you yet. I need more sample size to see what's going on.
Yeah. We do give Teemo into the Alawi top, and we know that that's a Teemo favored matchup.
It is a Teemo favored matchup. Mitigates a lot of the healing and obviously damage that Alawi has with even if they pull the soul out with the grab, then if they can't auto attack it, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. I believe Shiny is doing a fast clear, unless he's cutting up. We could see a very cheeky level 3 gank on top lane. Bot lane, though, as the knockup for knockup is always fun to watch.
It's also Grasp out of the Tom Tench, not Guardian. Interested to see what build path Sean goes for, if he goes for like Heartsteel or if he tries to do something a little more defensive like Protoplasm or I've even seen Locket built. I know you would normally want to stack a little more HP on Tench, but I have seen that Locket occasionally.
It is as I predicted, as this ends out, is walking top lane. We'll see if anything comes of it.
I do like this. Alawi pre-sits is a good gank opportunity.
Oh, he's walking right into him. The wind becomes lightning, goes out. There is the flash for flash. 1-2. Here's the blind. The knockup eventually. There it is, as it is first blood picked up for Minecraft Zombie. Fembot going down to the level 3 cheese, but this does mean that the bot lane the bot quadrant is open to an invade from Wheelchair, who slows it down for a second, maybe looking to gank mid lane, but he is just going to keep taking camps away. His bot lane trying to move over for him, but not able to, as it is the priority for Demon Time.
He is on that red buff now. I believe they know he's here. Yes, based on that ward, he absolutely.
Oh, caught, but it's stopped by the tunnel. It hit, but it didn't interrupt the dive.
I missed that it hit. Absolutely great call out by you. Well played with the tunnel there, as we see an engage here with Alistair.
Yep, the knockup is there. There's the stun. Tristana is going to rocket jump forward as Chong is also stuck between a rock and a hard place. As Shiny Shuckle, though, gets flashed on, knocked up, and killed in his own jungle. You know, he helped his top laner, but the cost is becoming quite high. He's going to lose his entire bot side, and it should be an easy pickup for at least one of the Scuttles here for Wheelchair, as he now takes a great lead this very early on.
You know the comms on the Demon Time side where, he has no flash, just keep fighting him.
Yeah,
and it leads to a kill.
Oh, Sneasel, though! Oh, I don't think the last auto landed. He dies! Oh, White Boy also!
I thought he was gonna live. I thought it was gonna be one tick shy. Damn.
That White Boy on some Demon Time. I said it. I said what I said.
Damn it, we're not even 5 minutes in. It's a 1,000 gold lead for the side of Demon Time. We got the Dragon coming up soon. That timer, I think, is a little bit wrong. Yeah, the Dragon will be coming up in 40 seconds.
Yeah. The other thing, too, that I want to point back, and I want to circle back, you know, Shuckle is playing in a division... Well, actually, we would play in the same division now. Shuckle, when he did that cheese gank for the top lane, he cleared his blue into his wolves into his Gromp, which is what he's doing again. So unless he plans to just keep going top forever, his camp cycle is broken, and he didn't fix it here where he had the chance.
As we see... Oh, okay, good taunt out.
Yeah. Fembop is throwing down wards, says, I'm not dying to that again. Not quite level 6, but should be even pretty close to it.
And like you mentioned before with the talking about the jungle clear pattern right now, we have Rek'Sai up a sizable amount of camps at this point.
Yeah. It is the Zinjao wrapping around onto White Boy, who is level 6, doesn't quite... Oh, when it becomes lightning does not find its way, but the Drowsy sure does. Big damage as he's taken down to half health for one combo. Raptor Camp, though, alive as a consolation prize as Chong shows up in the river as the River King.
It's one of those moments where it's like you normally want to get away from somebody with a skill shot, but with Zoe, the bigger the distance is, the more...
Knockup is there. Shuckle is in danger as the rest of the Demon Time roster is going to show up. He's trying to slice his dice his way out, but Shuckle goes down again. The Stand United did come out, though. It did not do anything to
It
save
did come out. He wasn't alive long enough for it to lead to Shen getting there in the middle of the fight. He ended up just staying mid lane with that as he did the taunt here.
Yeah, White Boy ignited, but the ignite is going to be picked up. There's the trade. We see the damage coming out from both these champions. It's just so fun to watch because they both do just so much out of nowhere. But it is the Drake picked up for Demon Time, who have a 1.1 gold lead at 6.5 minutes into the game, up 3-1 in kills. Very in control. If they maintain this tempo like they had, or they maintain tempo, the game should end very quickly as opposed to what it did last game. But they did have a lead last game for a while.
It did last a little bit longer, but I do agree. I think the lead becomes harder to fight back into on the side of Conduit Co. if they're able to, extend this snowball in the next, 10 minutes.
Yeah. So there is a timer ticking too. One thing that I will say is I do think this Conduit Co roster has a chance to do a lot of great things once some of the first items start coming online and eventually like things even out a bit for them. I say even out tentatively because by the time they finish their first items, Demon Time should be on first item, components for second, and full boots.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when you get that first item power spike, the ability to dive on the side of Ko will be very significant.
It's a good headbutt by Dreepy to push away the damage there. Allows Aqua Bathwater to not to burn any sums in that trade after a good engage by Chong.
Yeah. And then in the top lane, Fembop and Minecraft just not doing a whole lot of nothing.
Pretty even. I say even, meaning the gold lead and the pressure in the lane since that gank topside earlier on.
Yeah, and really, this early game going about as well as it could for Demon Time. They are just kind of biding time, waiting for the rotations to come in now as they want to threaten these grubs. We do know that Wheelchair sees Shuckle. The tunnel is going to hit. He dodges everything. The ultimate coming out from Shuckle to keep himself alive. He's terrified.
It was really well played by Wheelchair, just, getting that and just taking the win and now getting to, take these grubs here.
Yeah, so it should be a very easy objective pickup for them again. No, it won't change anything. These grubs are down and out for the count. The positioning from White Boy and the fact that Chong is already there means that the control and the ultimate being wasted by, I say wasted, but utilized already for Shuckle means that there's just no recontest possibility.
Mm-hmm. Drake coming up in, I think it's a little under, I don't know how accurate that is anymore, but I think like a little under, like a minute and a half, give or take.
We'll find out. I'm gonna start I'll channel the inner jungler in me, and when the next one goes down, I'll start doing my internal timer. Chong though in a little bit of danger as the Shen R does show up to try to keep somebody alive, but now it's Nike Dragon and Chong trying to run away on the back half of this. Chong keeping himself alive for a little bit longer, but it is going to be Chong traded for Sneasel, but the Drowsy is going to hit onto this Alistair here. We're going to see if the bubble does anything. White Boy is trying to find more damage now. He's onto Aqua Bathwater, who is definitely going to go down in this fight. His Wheelchair takes out Dreepy in the backside. Shuckle trying to trade it back, but he's not quite able to, as it looks like Demon Time comes out 3-1 in that trade. Or Chung died, right? 3-2?
Yeah, Chung died in that.
Yeah, 3-2.
Oh.
Oh, good. Oh, he's still. We need White Boy.
White Boy showing the power of this Zoe. He had so many summoner spells to grab throughout that entire exchange. He just, he used the cleanse, then gets a flash right back. So just able to gap close and, get some real value out of that Zoe kit.
Yeah, and then Wheelchair going right back into the invase. He's going to get knocked up. He's taking the cow with him into the pit. It's going to be the rocket jump over the wall, but it's going to get interrupted by Chong. Now inside of it. Wheelchair is trying to get the attention of his team, but now it's Sneasel showing up for the mid lane. Nike Dragon is available. He's going to use the tunnel to get out. It's still Chong inside of this, but I think he's going to be just fine as the teams agree to handshake and walk away. I lied. Here comes White Boy on the side of it. He's going to put him to sleep. It is the drowsy hit onto the Xin Zhao. It's not going to connect for anything, but Streepy does go down.
They were trying to hand that off to Nike Dragon, but get at White Boy with the chaos. We love to see it.
Get at White Boy said that's not a kill steal, that's a kill secure, guys. 4-0-2 on the Zoe.
Damn straight.
8 stacks on the Dark Seal. Now, Dark Seal is one of those items that it is always just inherently gold efficient, but when you get those added stacks onto it, knowing that the possibility of that Medrice is there, the damage. Sneasel is definitely going to be put on the back here. Shuckle goes forward into Chonk here. The knockup is already going to hit from the 3-talon strike, but he's going to start the channel, but it's going to get interrupted from the Alistar showing up. Chong in a rock in a hard place, as the health bar says that the hard place is going to knock him out, and done. 1 kill over to the side of Aqua Bathwater. Chong, what were you doing there, buddy?
Yeah, unfortunately, just got kind of like wrong place, wrong time. This is a better way to put it. That damage is still so nasty.
Go forward with the taunt too, trying to get him, but it is going to be the ultimate used forward. We're going to watch as the ultimate comes out from Rek'Sai, is going to take Shuckle down. The ultimate trying to keep himself alive here from Dreepy. The sleep is going to hit onto the shed as he walks away. The rocket jump for Tristana. Boomerang is going to connect though, so the movement speed is going to get there. It was a big spell shield to stop the ultimate, but it's too far to continue going. The Q maybe landed. I don't think it did. Fembop, though, in the top lane, sitting in a bush, says, I'm going to cosplay Garen. Dragon picked up for the side of Demon Time.
Like you just said, as when it's all said and done, it's a 3.5k gold lead, 12.5 minutes into this game for Demon Time.
They are just winning every skirmish that breaks out, because while the dive is there, the front to back doesn't do so great without the Tristana there. And Tristana hasn't quite been able to get into these fights. Teemo also not there, so when you dedicate the melee trio of Xin Zhao, Shen, and Alistar, and you have them going up against this Zoe, Rek'Sai, and Tahm Kench, it's just near impossible to play.
And all the while, like we mentioned before, the top side here, it's been pretty even. I mean, I think Teemo's going to get a little more pressure right now because he has completed item and it gives him so much wave clear. I think 1 auto attack gives him, with the proc of Static Shiv, clears away the backline minions. As we see a gank here, a flashback in by Fembop.
Yep. Fembop does have the ultimate going down. Is going to try to keep him alive as the health is there, but the number game is not on his side. It's 3 dedicated to take Fembop down.
I like the attempt to flash in to get more tentacles to pop up for, greater damage and sustain. Just wasn't able to go their way this time. Apart from these 2 picks on the Fembop, most of these fights have been...
Dive has started up on the bot lane. Get it, White Boy also being ganked in the mid lane, trying to use the passive to get the movement speed. Is going to be another flash picked up, but it's not quite enough. Shiny Shuckle gets an 800 gold shutdown. Bot lane, though, it is Nike Dragon who's going to live. It is quite the huge shutdown. Chong showing up a little late to the mid lane party as the taunt comes forward and it's not going to quite find anything. Fortunately, Sneasel doesn't care about tower shots.
Chong going back in.
Chong?
I can see the angle.
I can see the angle too. You know what the angle looks like? I can't say that word on Twitch.
No, I honestly did see the angle. Shen was low on energy. And I think and he knew he didn't have taunt yet. So at first I was like, wait, but then the more I thought about it, I like the look. As we see Wheelchair hovering this Teemo. Oh, here we go.
Under the turret, the blind comes in. There's not going to be any knockup just yet. Fembop is hanging up the turret. The damage is coming forward as Dreepy tries to make sure that Fembop goes down, and he does. Wheelchair is not able to find Zombie, and it's a shaken up and stirred dive. Good rotate from Dreepy.
really well rotated by Dreepy there. He was able to, get the knocked up while the aggro was being tanked there. So it led to Fembop, losing their life. Unfortunately, they're 0-3 this game so far. Like I said before, I think Conduit Co's best fights that they've had in this game. Oh, as another fight breaks out.
Flash forward, Chong is going to be able to find his way out, but it looks like the Herald now being threatened by the side of Conduit Co. They've got their strong side, Teemo, and Zinja managed to find his way into a little bit of gold, so now he's not feeling too shabby about these fights. The sleep hits, but it doesn't do anything. Nike Dragon is going to get rocket jumped on side of the blasting bomb was stacking, but he lives. But ADCs trying to 1v1 each other never amounts to anything. Back to the real action in the top lane. We see the war going forward. The Xin Zhao is inside of everybody trying to get a kill onto somebody, but he's not going to be able to do it. Chong is going to be able to kill the Teemo, and then the Fembop healing did keep himself alive long enough to kill Shuckle. The sleep is going to find himself on a Sneasel, who's going to get knocked up. The Stole Sullen, and then one does do it. Fembop picking up 2 kills for himself, going from 0-3 to 2-3, and I believe, Conduit Co. did in fact pick up that Herald before everything happened.
They picked up the Herald, and Alawi is back in this game. 2 big kills picked up there. It's going to be able to exert more pressure in the side lane to match the Teemo, assuming it is the Teemo that still matches, which they're running out to match them in the top lane again. So I was right about that. Okay.
Yes.
Damn, it feels, even though it's a 5k gold lead for Demon Time, and they are definitely in the lead, some of these later fights have been bloodbaths and taking angles that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, so as this little skirmish inside of the jungle for a raptor camp happens, and I don't think it turns into anything more, it's very similar to that of last game, where Wheelchair is very strong right now, but White Boy on the Zoe is doing the same effect as the Xerath did, where it's not quite the same artillery range. White Boy is going to be able to find a very easy kill onto Dreepy here, as Nike's on the backside, Bathwater forced to rocket jump out, but there's too many people, as it's a 2-0 pickup for Wheelchair. They are now very much so in control for this dragon spawn. The dragon is 5 seconds behind on the timer, then.
Copy that.
Assuming that they take it here. Fembop under his own turret, but Wheelchair doing so much work and so much damage with his Rek'Sai, but get it, White Boy also doing the same thing that Xerath did, where they're just providing so much artillery range damage, and then just damage in general, that the fights are doing good. Fembop is looking to get dope here. He's going to find a huge heal. Does he have the ultimate available? He does. The blind is going to kill him, though, as Chong wasn't able to get in range to save his man. Taking somebody under the turret. He's getting kidnapped. Shuckle 1, Shuckle 2. Yeah, they live. But the dragon is traded up, so it's still pointing over to the side of Demon Time as the Herald comes up. Herald to come out top lane to try to close up some of this gold deficit. Oh, it does get the turret. I thought maybe it didn't.
I don't think the Herald should get another charge off here. Yeah, definitely not anymore.
Gotta keep hitting it, Chong. You gotta hit it. Lick that bug.
That dive looked a little weird at first. I know Shen invested the taunt early, and then didn't have it. They still get the kill. They still get the tower when it's all said and done, though. So it is giving them some pressure and an angle to still fight into this game.
Yeah, I think in order for Fembop to live there, when he went and got that huge heal onto Shen, he might have just had to pop the ultimate early there. And because Teemo then has to walk into the ultimate under turret to get anywhere, and I think Fembop would have had a better chance there, but small things that you don't think about in the moment, right? Shuckle, though, trying to do something with Dreepy on his side, but Chong and White Boy are around to punish anybody who goes too far forward.
As we see, it's just still a fight for vision at this point. Nothing else is breaking out yet. Although I have been semi-caster cursing, where I try to make it before the fight starts.
You have been caster cursing, and I think that it's appreciated because you're bringing much-needed action to the game. But, you know, and some people call it a lull state, some people call it the 5 minutes of doom, but you get these points where there's no objectives on the map. All you can really do is sit and farm and contest waves and try to find priority in these sides. But as the side turrets are both mostly still up on the map, and I believe only one mid turret has been taken, it's very hard. But now in the top lane, you have Wheelchair going invulnerable. He's going to try to find somebody, but it's not quite enough. The double knockup is going to mean that Wheelchair goes down, and it's Shuckle picking up that one. Fembot trying to do what he can to stay alive, but it's Zombie for the second. The taunt going forward is going to find Chong, but not quite Nike Dragon. But it is going to be Chong who's down and out for this one. So that's a 3-0 pickup for the side of Conduit Co. And a lot of gold picked up for Shuckle there.
I was initially worried, like, number one, that was a fantastic fight by them, by Conduit Co. They had to invest a lot to get that play started. Like, they ult in, the Shen ults on top of Xin Zhao. They had to flash over the wall to chase after the red side, so they're already investing a lot just to get this pick. But then the rest of the team collapsed at this great timing. Dreepy came in there with a double knockup to get, a huge chunk of damage and mitigate how long the Alawi is able to, sustain with the R there. It's a huge swing in the game right here. They're still down in gold, but they have a chance to
getting one shot. The Ignite doesn't quite do it, but Sneasel is definitely going to have the taunt up to get in range here in just a moment. Oh, when it doesn't connect, the
if he is Titanic, he can kill him right here. Kill him with the wave. Oh,
flash.
Damn it! I was looking for that.
That would have been really funny if it worked.
I've seen that happen where you Titanic auto attack as Scion. You Titanic auto attack a minion while you push it away with E, and then when it lands, it like detonates behind the person and kills somebody. It's pretty funny.
I didn't even know that was a mechanic. That's really cool.
I think I've seen Bouse do it one time.
Oh, the Bouse. Now,
yes, the gold lead should be shrinking for in favor of Conduit Co. With this Baron power play, as we see Chong potentially getting pit flash blown, and nothing else yet so far.
Not quite. We do know that this is the vision setup for this dragon that should be spawning. Baron not too far out on the opposite side, as the game does approach periods where fights could lead to Baron takes, as we saw so many in the last game. But the soul available for Demon Time, if they are able to find the position to fight for it here. We do see the backs coming out. We'll see if any items are picked up, or if these are just going to be just like resets for themselves to get visions back in pocket.
Surprised we don't see as we see it play topside.
Yeah, it is Wheelchair and Fembot trying to do what they can to take down Sneasel, who is alone in his own world. The health bar is just getting melted if they're going to be able to find it, but there's the ultimate, so they do. That does mean that they don't have the jungler available in time for this dragon to spawn, so it should be Conduit Co. who's able to prevent the soul, well, be able to stop the soul from being taken if they're able to take this on spawn, as it looks like the Demon Time roster is going to choose to take objectives topside.
Yep, I was debating if Fembop was going to, TP in here, but with Wheelchair then showing there under the tower again, they're definitely saying, hey, it's just their first drag, it's not the end of the world, let's get some more pressure on this map.
Pick into a tier 2 turret for the trade of a first drag. I think that's very worth for the side of Demon Time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if I'm Demon Time, I'm very happy with the way this game is going. I think that the Zhao got a little scary. I think Aquabath is on this Tristana is going to be a threat eventually.
He should be going for the Flicker Blade on third item, I would think. And then that's where he just becomes a
Chong going forward
monster.
On the Shuckle. Zombie is around though. It's Fembop and Chong. Chong is just getting absolutely destroyed for this. He is not going to be long for the world as he uses the Devour, but Zombie did unspeakable things to Chong there.
Yeah, Zombie was doing the touching that fight. That was nasty damage coming out of Minecraft Zombie there. I never noticed his KD at this point. So my fault. I apologize. That is a quiet 4-1 and 4. Even though he was getting to the benefit of those topside kills, I wasn't realizing how good of a game he's been playing here. So I apologize. He's been having a really good effort in these side lanes.
Yeah, he had those two from the ganks, and then he's managed to find that one there. So he's doing a lot of work when he gets to play. Speaking of getting to play, Get It White Boy did not get to do a whole lot there before he was
two separate plays.
Yeah, but we do see the ultimate coming in. The Stand United is trying to get the Shen out. He does show up, so Shiny Shuckle is going to be able to get the dive off onto Nike.
Oh, that's a
Dragon.
huge live by Sneasel.
Yeah, Conduit Co. fighting back for this game. The dive comp doing so much work.
They should be able to get this tower, and we're going to shrink it down to... maybe not. As Chun goes back in. Just pushed away.
Chong.
It's under a 3k gold lead at this point, though. After everything that was happening early on, I think it was like a 6k gold lead at some point.
Mm-hmm. A couple bad fights have happened. The win con of Soul is still available. It is an Ocean Soul, so it's not very huge, but it does help out, especially with people trying to survive, which is really going to be the name of the game. As Baron, Baron is going to be spawning very shortly here, I believe, about a minute out, and then so that should be the eye and prize for both of these teams.
I agree. I think if, like in the case of Conduit Co, able to stack up multiple Ocean Dragons as this game goes on will give them some pretty noticeable sustain. If there are those extended plays where you get chunked out and then are trying to stay out for position, that healing will pay some big dividends if they're able to get 1 to 2 more dragons there.
Absolutely. Now, if I'm Conduit Co, I am happy the longer this game goes. The gold lead seems to shrink the longer it does, and I've got a couple of hyper carries, or at least one hyper carry, and then a really big beef line to stand in front of it. As Sneasel...
Another gank onto Sneasel. TP.
Yeah. It is Shuckle showing up to try to help his buddy. Chong's on the backside of this. There's Zombie showing up. Wheelchair in a bit of danger here now. The TP coming out, though, and it's Fembop showing up. Minecraft Zombie going forward, trying to take down Wheelchair. There's no re-engage. White Boy is running on the backside of this fight, trying to make it to his team's safety net. But everybody's going somewhere. Things are happening on and off screen that you don't know about. This is what pay-per-view looks like.
When it's all said and done, nobody dies there. I think if Sneasel had been able to land that taunt onto Wheelchair, it would have been a completely different play as the flash comes out.
Fembop arriving on the backside of this fight. It's going to be the taunt
we're still going, baby.
Fembop says he's time to launch the ultimate. There's going to be a lot of damage going down onto Sneasel, who is doing what he can to survive. As Fembop is going to take him down. It's almost a 1v1 there for Ware, but it's not Shuckle going in on this backside of this fight, but he's going to get taken low. The Drowsy is going to find it. It is Wheelchair picking up the kill onto that one. So it's 2 down for the side of Conduit Co. now, as 5 members alive on the side of Demon Time. They're going to take the mid lane pressure and try to walk it into a Baron pick now. All right, so Dreepy's still alive. Minecraft Zombie still alive. The Aqua Bath still alive. So this is theoretically contestable. The damage is there, and you know that Alistair is tanky. Yeah, we're bouncing in the
Malawi doesn't have R.
Chong going forward. He's going to try to do something. The Alistair keeping alive. Chong is just getting melted by the 2 members of Conduit Co. here as they are
well played by Conduit, though. Well played to push them off to that.
Yeah, doing exactly what they needed to do. This Teemo doing so much damage.
I hope that I would think that the team comms from Conduit Co were talking about how, like, yes, there's, obviously they're up, with numbers, but they had no more ults. I think Tom Kench R was the only R that was still available for Demon Time while they were attempting to take that dragon, or excuse me, Baron.
Yeah. Now, you can't quite see it, but it looked like Rek'Sai and Sivir were doing a lot of damage. Maybe Zoe was in there. Aquabath tried to take drink number 2, and they do. The knock-up onto 2. It's Fembop in the middle of it. He is going to get eaten up by Chong as the ultimate comes through the sleep. Fembop looking for the re-engage.
We're fighting,
going
baby.
to get some damage. The exhaust is finding its way. Shuckle using
Bathwater.
to create some chaos on the backside. Wheelchair was taking Bathwater so low. It's Chong on his own. He's going to be sent back to spawn. Dre Screen Simulator. The sleep onto the Teemo is not going to connect with enough damage to end it, but now it's Zombie. Oh, here's another sleep. 1, 2. Skadoosh! And now he's going to be taken out. It is the Soul for Shiny Shuckle, also on the chopping block. So now, again, 3 down. We'll see what Conduit Demon Time decides to do with it. The Teemo not available this time, so as they take this mid lane pressure, they might be able to translate it into another turret here in the top lane, or they could rush down the Baron.
I think because of the wave, they're going to try to take that tower. Never mind, they're not going to take the tower. I think they're just going to try to clear the topside camps and then...
Nope, they are running straight to Baron. You do not
It's
understand.
still 20 seconds. Yep, I
Tunnel
don't understand.
vision, Hunter,
I lack
tunnel vision.
information.
If there's an objective on the map and you killed somebody, either you end the game or you take the objective. Nothing else matters.
There is no in between. I'm wrong.
Exactly.
I apologize.
No, you're not wrong. You're just mistaken. This is why you play with grip.
True. I need help. After my blunder there with realizing what was happening, 5.5K gold lead. Matches close to, if not the same, best gold lead that Demon Time have had in this game. They are putting themselves in a position with this Baron to set up to take the soul, if not, push for damage in the base with these lanes. I think the safer option is to just play for this position for soul, but I like the looks that that they're trying to get here with this pressure mid and bot lane. They're trying to, really strangle this out and then just get it as like hey, we're guaranteed to get this instead of just settling for it.
Definitely. And, we have the ability for this side of Demon Time to siege a bit with this Baron. We also have that open inhibitor that Fembop is trying to threaten now. The top lane, though, not pushing in their favor. That wave is stacked top lane, but they can ignore it for a while as they know that the side of Conduit
Minecraft has a flank here.
It does. Flanking Teemo, not something you think about very often. When Become Lightning does connect onto Nike.
He threw a trap right in the path. I think he was just trying to mitigate some of the mid
Fembop?
wave. Oh.
Multiple members now dedicated onto Fembop. The ultimate going to try to keep him alive for a while, and it does, but it doesn't. Hopefully, in the mid lane, they're able to return and get the objective down. The inhibitor still standing as they're forced to turn heel and run. Oh, minion!
Oh, the
Minions!
last minion shot. Damn.
God, you love to see it. Fembop doing work for his team, sacrificing his body, his mind, his heart, his soul, and most importantly, his life to get that inhibitor.
I think it's a worthy sacrifice, quite honestly. Like, if there's ever a good death in lead, that looked like one of them. He bought a lot of time. Even though he didn't get a kill, he put up so much damage that it looked like there wasn't an angle for Conduit Co to just immediately turn back topside with their number advantage and fight. As we finally see this top wave getting pushed out, like you mentioned, it had been pushed up on the side of Conduit Co for a little while now.
Yep, 1 minute for this this Drake spawn for the side of Soul. Now it's Soul point over to Conduit Co if they're able to get it, but it is still Soul for Demon Time, who has chosen, I believe, not to contest the last two. My memory is failing me now. He's still utilizing that Baron, though, to try to get something onto the top side. The bot inhibitor still exposed. They're more than willing to trade Soul point here for more damage onto the base, as there's 4 members who were expecting a dragon, and it's just the siege into their home.
They called him on the read here. We saw Conduit Co trying to set up for this dragon, and Demon Time just said, okay, well, we get another inhib as a fight starts.
Flash taunt goes in. It's going to find one. Wheelchair on the backside trying to make sure that Sneasel doesn't get to go. Dreepy popping the ultimate to stay alive. Zombie and Bathwater are waiting for their chance to do something. White Boy trying to find damage on his own, but it's not going to do something. We're seeing multiple members go airborne. Dreepy's health bar taken shockingly low, but it's not quite enough to do anything. Fembop and Shuckle showing up on the side of this fight. Each of them looking to try to wing it into their team's favor if it progresses. Ignite in the back pocket as White Boy now has that utility available. That W passive so strong for that move speed, as now we're slowing it down. We're taking a breather. We're bringing it back in. Everybody hold on to your horses as the Wind Become Lightning connects. It's a jump forward, but he's going to go immediately drowsy. The ultimate goes down for Zenshao as is the sleep trying to find something. Nobody's dead yet, but health bars are blinking left and right. Blinded as Fembop.
Still alive.
The ultimate landing so huge as it's finally Nike Dragon taking down Sneasel. They're going forward, and I believe that is going to be the Teemo going down too. It is. So now this is a very dangerous situation for Conduit Co to find themselves as they keep losing these fights. 2 for none. The sleep is there. It is 3 for none. As White Boy one-shots him from a football field away. Shuckle going in, trying to do anything he can to get it, but his life is going to be lost. It's just Bathwater who rocket jumps in place, trying to take Nike Dragon out. Or sorry, Wheelchair Gamer, but it is Nike Dragon who takes them out, and it's the 2-0 for Conduit Demon Time.
Well played. That last exchange was really good. They Demon Time called them on the bluff for the for Soul. And then just said, all right, we get to fight here, and then really good patience. It was like a series of like 2 to 3 separate like elements of the fight, and it was that turn where it initially looked like Demon Time was going to back up into the jungle, but then some really good fights there. Fembop living there with all that allow he sustained was massive, and the Stare shield popping up. Even though that was a 2-0, that was a fun series, and there were some good looks by both teams.
Yeah, Conduit Co. definitely showing that they are not a team to be looked down on, showing that they had the opportunity to fight back from deficits, and they definitely have carry potential in that top and bot lane and that jungle lane. Shuckle, had such a difficult start to this game, but he managed to bring it back. More importantly, though, Hunter, that wraps up the series, but you know what it doesn't wrap up because there's still some time left in the day?
Ooh, what's that?
It doesn't wrap up Dreepy's birthday. Happy birthday again, Dreepy. We are so excited to get to cast you today, and we're so excited that we got to know and be a part of at least a small part of the celebrations for you. We're so sorry that you couldn't pick up the win in your series here today, but we hope that you get to continue the rest of your celebrations as we head into the weekend and you get surrounded by people who love and cherish you. If it's not the Conduit team, as they, who knows what happens over there. But Hunter, that was fun. I had a great time here. Thank you so much, Ember, for allowing us to fill in for you guys. It was a joy. And unless you have something you want to sneak in, I think we're going to sign it off and let somebody take care of it tomorrow.
Agreed. I had nothing else to say other than it's always fun to cast with you. Thank you again to Ember for letting us fill in pretty last minute. This was a fun series. Hope everybody had a good time watching.
Bye, guys. Brush your teeth. You should do it twice a day. Your dentist recommends it.